Hey tubers, I've been chased out of the garage by diesel fumes. I don't know if you guys could see those wafting out of there. But there's something else I wanted to talk about. Has some advice. My Ranger pickup truck, it is a 1996. I've owned it since new. It's only got 45,000 miles on it. I went to start it and it was running. I had to jump it from letting it sit too long, but I jumped it, got it started, running fine, smelled gasoline, check under the hood, nothing there, but right there, what's dripping is water. But when the engine's running, what's dripping is gasoline. What I did was I realized that probably the fuel line between the gas tank and the injector has a hole in it. So I obviously shut it right down, rolled it up. The ground was frozen, so the gas kind of puddled up. I just set it ablaze because I don't need gasoline getting into the groundwater then getting into my well. So there we are. So the environmental catastrophe was taken care of. Once the fire was out and I was sure about it, I rolled it back into place and I put that thing underneath it, and I'm making sure that the only thing dripping is in fact water from this thing melting. So we're all good. Now, the problem. Anybody have a simple way of changing the gas line? I'd rather not poke a hole in the bed, though I've seen some people poke holes in their trunks and inner fenders and whatever to hook the gas line up. I'm basically asking, is there any easy way of fixing this? If nobody knows of any easy way, I guess the traditional way is you get as much gas out of it as possible, drop the tank, and replace the line. The line costs about $30 from that huge internet auction site, and it's a brand name line. Is there any easy way of running it? I don't know if anybody has any direct experience with a Ford Ranger, particularly if one could also advise me, oh, be careful about this one spot, or you really want to buy this special tool when it comes to removing the, I guess Ford uses these special clips or connectors or whatever for the fuel line. It's kind of like you put it on and turn it and it kind of releases the fuel line. Oh, buy this one, don't buy that one, or, you're going to have trouble because it's tight under the hood, or whatever advice I could get, I would appreciate. Probably while I have it up in the air, wouldn't be a bad idea to get some oil onto the frame. This frame is still rock solid, but probably wouldn't be a bad idea to get it cleaned up. Kind of wish I had a little warning for this, so that I would have known I was going to have to do this. Then I would have got it to the gas or the car wash, and I would have pressure washed the heck out of it underneath. Spent all 10 minutes with that. I think the car wash is pushing 3,500 psi with their sprayers when you push the turbo button. I would have really washed the heck out of underneath it before I got involved in this whole thing. Anyway, any advice? If not, I gotta go traditional. Undo the 2 or 3 straps, however many is holding it up, drop it down, and figure out how to mess with the line from there. The gas gauge also doesn't work for this truck. It was doing some full empty type things before it completely quit. So I'm thinking it's a sender unit in the tank. This truck is 22 years old. Any advice? Should I change the fuel pump while I'm fooling around? Should I, the fuel sensor, obviously I could take it right out of the tank and look at it. Maybe I should change that too. That whole sending unit, $75. So it's not big money. It's about $100. I just kind of have a thing about messing with a fuel pump that works. Sometimes you mess with stuff and you make it worse. I'll put a fuel filter on it at the same time. It still has the original fuel filter. So I guess when you add up all the parts, I'm probably going to have, I don't know, 120 invested in it. And if I had to guess, it's probably the major part of a day's work. By the time you fool around and get the nozzle loose, get it jacked up, right? Start disconnecting things, start running the line, start realizing the line doesn't fit exactly the way it should, even though you bought the right one. So you gotta get creative, maybe put the old and new gas lines together, you know, all that kind of fun stuff. Once again, any advice for anybody who's actually done a fuel line? It was coming out of there pretty good, so I'm thinking there's only one fuel pump on this thing in the gas tank. I don't think there's one up on the motor, because once again, the fuel was coming out pretty decent. So I'm thinking it was under relatively high pressure. Sometimes you have low pressure up to the engine, and then on the engine you have a pump that brings it the rest of the way up. Okay, any advice I'd appreciate. I want to thank everybody for watching, commenting, subscribing. Remember to keep your feet down, keep your heads up, and get out and enjoy each and every day. Bye now.